Nightclub is one of the best businesses in the entire game, and today I'm going to show you how it works. Let's get started. Alright, so the very first thing we will need to do is choose a location for our nightclub. So I recommend purchasing either the West Vinewood location, which is going to be about $1.2 million, or you can purchase the downtown Vinewood location for $1.1 million, since they are going to be on sale until July 10th. Here's a pro tip. You're going to want to avoid these locations down here since they are very far away, and most of the sale missions are going to be in Sandy Shores. So just do yourself a favor and purchase the ones only in Northern Vinewood. Alright guys, so after we successfully pick the location for our business, we will need to select the storage option so that we can hold more cargo inside of our nightclub basement. So all we need to do here is just purchase all 5 of the storage rooms. And yeah guys, I know it will cost a lot of money, around $1.7 million, but like I said earlier, this will allow us to hold a ton of cargo. Now for the extra vehicle storage down here, we don't need to worry about that since it won't make us extra money. So just click the option to buy and then head over to your new nightclub. Alright, so once you arrive at your nightclub, you will have to watch a long cutscene. So you're going to want to have to wait for that to end, and I'll see you guys after that. After that cutscene is done, you will need to make your way over to your office. So you're going to want to go up the steps and then run over to this hallway. And now you will need to run over to this door to enter your office. Now that you are here, you're going to want to sign into the laptop. Now before we can start making money with a nightclub, we will need to select the setup equipment mission. Now this mission is going to be very easy. So all you need to do is locate the festival bus. Once you found it, all you need to do is steal the bus and bring it back to your nightclub. But here's a quick heads up. The vehicle will be very slow, like 5 miles per hour slow. But anyway, drive it back to your nightclub and then you'll be done with the mission. Once we completed the mission, we will need to head over to our office so that we can start up the setup staff mission. So for this mission, all we need to do is collect the staff with the vehicle provided. And then once you're done with that, you can return them back to your nightclub. Once you complete that mission, there will be another cutscene, so you're going to want to wait for that to end. Now for this next mission, we will need to collect Solomon from the airport. After you get to the LSIA airport, you will have to follow the plane to Sandy Shores. And then after all that, you can return him back to your nightclub. Now that we are all done with all the setup missions, we can finally start earning some money. But before we can do that, we will need to head over to our office computer and select the upgrades tab. Now you'll be met with 3 different options on your screen. So the first one is going to be the equipment upgrade, which will cost you $1.4 million. So what does this allow you to do? Well, it will allow your warehouse technicians to produce cargo for you much faster. So you will need to purchase this upgrade if you want to make a ton of money. Now the next upgrade is going to be the staff upgrade. Now this upgrade will set you back 500k. Now you will not necessarily need this, but this will help you maintain your popularity bar. Now the last upgrade over here is going to be our security upgrade. I think you should purchase this only if you have the extra money to spend. But if you don't have the extra money, well, don't worry about it for now, since it is very rare that you will actually need this. So in total, if you get all these upgrades, it's going to cost you about $2.6 million. Alright, so you will notice that if you head over to this location in your office, you'll see a wall safe in the corner. Now you can make $50,000 per 48 real life minutes. And a full safe will give you 250k, which is not bad considering all you need to do is have your popularity bar full. Now there are many ways you can do this. The first method is by heading over to your computer and clicking the Resident DJ tab. Now you may notice that there's a popularity bar on the top of your screen. All you need to do in order to max it out is you will need to book a DJ. So if you book a DJ for the first time, it will cost $100,000, and you will notice that your popularity bar will instantly fill up, which is very good. Now if you rebook a DJ, it will cost $10,000, but it will only fill your bar a tenth of the way, and you will need to rebook the DJ 10 times in order to get a full bar. Now if you head over to the warehouse management tab, you will see these 5 people on your screen. Now these are going to be your warehouse technicians. So the good news is that your first technician will be free of charge. Now each of the following ones afterwards will cost money. So your second one will cost $140,000. Your third one will cost $184,000. Your fourth one will cost $240k, and your fifth and final one will cost you $312k, which means in total, these technicians will cost $877,000. Alright, so in order to maximize the amount of money that we will make, we will need to own 6 businesses. So 4 of the following businesses are going to be our MC businesses, and you can purchase those inside of your MC Clubhouse laptop. So in order to assign a technician to your cargo and shipments, you will need to own either a CEO, special cargo warehouse, or a hangar. For sporting goods, we will need to own a bunker, which for now they're on sale for this week. For South imports, we will need to own a Coca-Cola lockup, which are also on sale. For pharmacy research, we will need to own a blue lab, which is 910k. For organic produce, you will need to own a green farm, which will cost you 710k. And last but not least, for cash creation, you will need to own a cash factory, which will cost you around 850k. So make sure you have a ton of money before buying the nightclub business. Alright, so before we can use the technicians, we will need to set up each business, and then when it's fully set up, we can assign them to their specific business. Okay, so it will take a long time for you to get a fully stocked nightclub, and you can only make money if you're inside of a session, so you will not make money if your game is closed. So I'll show you a way to not get kicked out of GTA. First, you need to make sure that you disband from your CEO so that we don't get raided. All you need to do is own a CEO office with the garage. Then you're going to want to walk up to it, specifically the entrance of your CEO office, and then once you're done with that, you should see this option. Now, from here on out, you will not get kicked out as of July 5th, and you should still produce cargo as you're on this screen. Before we can do our sell missions, we will need to have a sell vehicle. So all you need to do is head over to Warstock Cash and Carry website, and you will need to look for these two trucks. Now you will need to purchase these so that you can hold more cargo, which will eventually make you more money. Also, if you head over to your basement level 1 inside of your nightclub, you can customize all the sell vehicles to give them stronger armor, and you can even add some weapons to them. So whenever you're ready to sell, you can head over to the office computer and click sell goods option. But before we can do that, there's a high demand bonus, which means if you sell your business in a public lobby with 25 players, you will get 1.5 times more money, but it's pretty risky, which means however much money you're supposed to get, multiply the number by 1.5 and you will make that number minus the Tony laundering fee. Now for all the sell missions, you're guaranteed to get only one sell vehicle, which is very good because that makes this business extremely solo friendly. Now all you need to do is deliver the cargo to all the drop off points, so I'll see you guys after that. After you complete the sell mission, you will get your money. So as you can see, we earned $1.7 million, which is pretty good. Alright, so each time you sell over, I believe, $1 million, Tony will take a 10% cut after the sale, but it will cap out at 100k, meaning he will never take more than $100,000 from your final sale. Now the most important question you should be asking is how long does this take? Well, I'll put a graph on screen, but this will take about 66 hours for a fully stocked nightclub. Now we can speed this up by participating in business battles in public lobbies. Another way you can speed this process up is by calling Johan on your phone and requesting a nightclub goods mission. But remember, this is a passive business, so we don't need to put in any effort other than when we need to sell it. But yeah, this takes a very long time to get a full nightclub, and on top of that, you will need possibly tens of millions of dollars to get started and to even get everything necessary to make money with the business. But this is not a beginner friendly business, so only purchase this if you have tens of millions of dollars. Like I said earlier, you can still earn money in the background by doing the AFK method, so I recommend doing that. If you want to know how to do the Cayo Perico Heist solo, you're going to want to click out this video.